Hey everybody, Joe Bear here, your fabulous host of Fashion Minute. Today we're covering the Fall/Winter 2025 Maison Margiela Artisanal collection by Glenn Martins. Today is finally here that Glenn Martins premiered his debut collection for the house, and we are so excited to get started talking about it. But before we do that, we have got to take a look at my fabulous outfit inspired by John Galliano's era at Margiela. And to talk about John Galliano is just on a totally different level because he is literally a god. But those are somber moments. Bear with me. And I want to go ahead and show you guys my outfit. So let's go. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got my full deconstructed look. I got my fabulous feather, giving you a little drama, honey. And I got my fabulous Margiela mask, the iconic Margiela mask. Yes, I am so ready for this review. Let's go. Words fail me. The way Glenn Martins, the new creative director, abstracted the influences of one of fashion's greatest visionaries, the legendary Maison Margiela of Maison Margiela, to be exact. The alchemy between Martins' found objects, brutalist deconstructionalist sensibility, and Glenn's subversive experimentations where craft is his obsession. I reference his time at Diesel, where he did extraordinary things with denim, suffixed with cues that immortalize the legacy of one of fashion's greatest couturiers, the legendary John Galliano, whose empty shoes are now filled by Glenn Martins, who fitted them to himself and showed the entire industry a loud statement that this is now Glenn's house. And it was extraordinarily rich in deconstructed rawness, brutalist opulence, and a sort of flea market found object extravagance that truly embodied the rich codes that Martin built. This artisanal collection was a commemoration of a similarity that Martins and Margiela both share in common, their country of origin, Belgium. One of the key undertones of this collection was nature. The natural element is something rarely seen at Margiela, be it swans, florals, and foliage of the lace that mimicked nature, which in a way symbolized Glenn's growing presence at Margiela. In addition to that was the show set of patinaed crumbled square and rectangular canvas and paper wall coverings that were left to the elements. First look was truly a statement as well. A clear PVC vinyl plastic dome-shaped dress filled with a bundled up plastic petticoat with a matching plastic corset underneath, directly inspired by Maison Margiela's fall 1998 dry cleaner collection, where he conceptualized unusual materials such as PVC plastic and cellophane. It was a subliminal message of this is my house now and I'm going to preserve it. You can see everything, even the madness. Then there were the two extraordinary vortex shawl-collared looks that took the forms of a fitted tunic dress and a priestly cape, completed with a fully embroidered face mask, with matching embroidered lining on the inside of the shawl collars. These two looks would be the Bene Gesserit's dream ensemble. Harkening back to me stating he used a sort of alchemy between his and Margiela's aesthetics, like the incredible next look of Glenn's favorite fabrication, silk with metal woven into it that creates voluminous shapes. A vortex of fabric that completely engulfs the model, leaving only her arms and hands exposed. Margiela isn't being the concealment of the facial identity. The other alchemy was related to dolls, In John Galliano's last collection for Margiela, he referenced brassy dolls from the early 1800s. Today, Glenn referenced dolls, but more human-sized, mannequins from that same period, for an extraordinary doll-like figurine with an extremely proportioned corset, paired with a tableau constructed from deconstructed leather trousers, gold leaf, and painted in the fashion of the Flemish masters. Speaking of the Flemish, the homages to Flanders, Glenn's stomping grounds, is everywhere. Prints directly inspired by still-life paintings of flowers by John David Dehaene, shrouded in PVC plastic with three-dimensional matching plastic floral embroideries. Prints of swans and birds, inspired by John Phoenix's Dead Swans from 1716, brought to life with three-dimensional tool-shaped feather embroideries. One thing to know about the artisanal collections is that the house sources thrifted clothing and upcycles them by deconstructing and reconstructing them to create one-of-a-kind couture pieces. Glenn upcycled jackets, leather trousers, sweaters, long coats, and jeans, then plastered and glued them, then steam pressed them onto each of those pieces of clothing. The found objects were reworked into masks from metal, silver server plates, brass pots, cookie tins, all hammered to form those incredible signature Margiela face masks. More found objects used were the beads and embroideries on two spectacular looks, the emerald green embroidered suit and the gold fully embroidered mid-calf and length dress. All items were found in-house. And lastly, the show-stopping, ghostly, ethereal, minimal in approach, but glamorous in their presence, 3 stretch lycra gowns with matching masks, 2 with elaborate jeweled chokers, with the final one fully veiled, paired with those extraordinary under-rib corsets that clenched the waist. They were absolutely stunning. And now for my obsessions. Look number 13. Again, I cannot express how stunning this look is and how it moved when the model walked, honey. It was truly phenomenal. A life-size figure. And look number 38, a flesh-tone stretch lycra gown with hybridized floor-length half sleeves with a matching fabulous mask and a stacked bejeweled choker. Paired with that extreme under-rib corset, I would love to see Hunter Schafer at somebody's movie premiere in this look, honey. She would eat them all up. Yes, God, honey. This look truly was one of my favorites of the entire collection. It was just phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. In all, this was a huge full circle moment for Glenn Martens, as Martin Margiela was one of his huge inspirations growing up. And he stated, I love this house for its founding DNA, but definitely a lot of that DNA has been fully plundered, literally plundered. This is the best word for it. As plundered are the codes of the house Martin built, today Glenn Martens has signaled he will reclaim some of the elements, preserve their elegance, and find his own way to work through them. Alright guys, that's all there is. There isn't anymore. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. Sharing is caring. That's how I get my views, honey. Yes. And make sure you guys follow me on all of my socials. They're going to be listed down below. And guess what, guys? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.